by the way, hello, America. Normally we start with a hot list, but today the media, all they're talking about, or strangely not talking about, are the Tea Parties. For the life of them, they can't figure out what these Tea Parties are. This morning I got up and I read two articles. One I read in the Los Angeles Times that just denigrated the people who are going to the streets today. And then I read something from the Department of Homeland Security that said, you're an extremist. Moms that worry about massive debt, they're extremists. If you happen to believe that a state has a right to tell the federal government, no, we don't want your money, you're a possible threat or extremist. And the government may need to watch you. Well, let me just send a message to Washington and to the DHS. For the next 58 minutes, you can watch all you want, and you should listen, because these people have a few things to say to you. I can't believe that I've got Ted Nugent as my Paul Schaefer here. By the way, that also goes to the media. You should watch and listen as well. I said 5 or 6 weeks ago that I felt it was too early for these tax tea parties. The reason was, at that time, I said, we're not paying higher taxes yet, but they are coming. But you know, I know it's really hard for the mainstream media to figure out what all these people that they belittle that live outside of LA or Hollywood or Washington, D.C. or New York, and not all the parts of New York, just the important snotty parts of New York. So they continue to think that the tax day tea parties are all about Barack Obama, or they're all for the GOP. It's not because, it's not because they don't try to understand. I don't think they are capable of understanding. But since the media and Stephen Colbert are watching, I'm going to speak very, very slowly, and I'll explain it. As I understand it, at least the way I see it here, these have nothing to do with the Democratic Party other than the Democrats suck. However, no more than the Republicans suck. This has nothing to do with how much Barack Obama is spending. It's about how much Barack Obama and George W. Bush and both Congresses have been spending for years. It has everything to do with politicians from those parties lying to the people that they're supposed to serve. America is sick and tired of being sick and tired of lies and corruption and flushing our country down the toilet for their power, for the donkey or for the elephant. I could give a flying crap, and I have a feeling nobody here cares about the donkey or the elephant either. It's about putting our families, it's about putting our children under $12.8 trillion in debt in the last 6 months. All it took was 2 presidents in 6 months to do it. It's about the rule of law, that no one is above the law. If you're here legally or illegally, it applies. You're never too rich, you're never too powerful, you obey the law. It is about the media. It's about the media that has been irresponsible with the truth. It's about unions and big labor politicians who want to take the right to a secret ballot away, which is fundamental in America. It's about, if you write the tax code, you should be able to be smart enough to figure out how to pay your taxes. It is about freedom of speech. It is about freedom of speech. People all around the country today have been called insane, lunatics, extremists, all because they believe in the fundamental principles that our founding fathers understood. But we are not insane or extremists or anything like that. We're just Americans. Americans that actually, and I know this is hard to believe, we're Americans that actually believe in something, unlike those in the media and Washington. These tea parties are about standing in front, quite honestly, of that building. A building that represents a republic that is still sacred. You know, I lived just outside of Valley Forge, Pennsylvania, years ago. And I have to tell you, I was flying in, and one of the guys that was flying with me, he said, "Glenn, I don't understand the Alamo. Why is this so important?" I said, "You don't understand the Alamo because there's no place like it in America." When I lived in Pennsylvania, just outside of Valley Forge, Code Pink could have come into Independence Hall, and nobody would have cared. Nobody would have cared. It would have outraged me because I think something sacred happened in Independence Hall. But here, if we can get a shot of this from the jib, you will see that no one is even standing on the grass of the Alamo because it is still a respected and sacred place. People who gave their lives because they believed in something. These people and people like them all across America believe in something. This is about their lives, their fortunes, and their sacred honor. And you know what? If you still don't get it in Washington, maybe that explains why your poll numbers are so low. If you don't understand it in New York, maybe that's why your newspapers are going bankrupt and your television ratings stink on ice. It's not us, it's you.